Ladies and gentlemen, the Resistance Weapon DLC is here. And it's exciting. It's beautiful. Today we have 3 new weapons. Oh yeah. And alongside 3 new weapons, we have a hotfix out for consoles. So the base assault should now be working properly for everyone, which is absolutely brilliant. It's the best news we've had all week. I am very happy about that. I hope you guys are too. Now, if you are a fan of Generation Zero, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video. I greatly appreciate it. Today, what we're going to be doing is looking into the weapon pack. Is it worth your money? What do you get with it? And how are the weapons overall? Do they perform well? Do they feel good? And what's the damage like against the machines? Now, for the case of this video, I'm using the 3 crown set that you start with, because some people might not farm. I am going to change the way that I do these videos from now on, and I will just be using the 3 crown stuff that you actually get with it, and then I'll do a later video showing how to obtain the 5 crowns and the damage and what they do and all that kind of funky stuff. Now, the update costs £3.80 in GBP, Great British Pounds. I'm not too sure what the conversion rate is elsewhere, so it's around £5 in most places, $5, £3.80. Relatively cheap, 3 new weapons, and the weapons are the compound bow, the flamethrower, and obviously, as you can see here, the pitchfork. Before we jump right into the main bit and have a look at these weapons, I do want to say a massive shout out to Pontus and the Systemic Reactions team for giving me early access to this update. Now, I would have had a video out earlier on today when it first launched, but I am a complete tit, and for some reason I had in my head that it launched next week, so I didn't actually get the video ready. I was going to do it over the weekend. But with that being said, we now have it. I know it's late. I do apologize for that. I've had a bit of a hectic few weeks, so my mind is a little bit frazzled at the moment. But I'm slowly getting back into things, and we'll be getting back into the GZ sort of cusp and getting the videos out there. With that being said, so you've just bought the Resistance Weapons DLC. It was good. You're happy. You've jumped in. You want your weapons. Come to the Plunderer, open it up, and there you will see the 3 crown variants of these weapons that you've purchased alongside their ammo. You only get a small amount of the ammo, obviously for the reason that you're going to have to go find it, and if the weapons do come with any sort of attachments, then you will also get the 3 crown variant of those. So this update does include the Resistance Heavy Bow, which is an absolute beast. I love the look of it. The Resistance Flamethrower, which also very cool. I love the sort of handlebars there and the way that they've gone about it, looking very much handmade. And you've got a cap from a car, and pretty much an exhaust system, and then obviously the fuel tank down at the bottom there, and a Resistance Pitchfork, which is very cool. We'll go into more details of those in just a minute. But first things first, the ammo. For the Resistance Heavy Bow, we have explosive arrows, flare arrows, and also standard resistance arrows, which are very nice, very pretty. Now, let's do the usual thing that we do here at Wired Gaming for these packs and head over to our favorite testing site, which is the Normia Artillery Base just up here. So first up, we have the Resistance Bow, which is pretty damn cool. I love the look of it, especially with it being made from machine parts. Those springs there as well. Whew, very nice. The damage is relatively high. Handling is average. Rate of fire is obviously low because it is a sort of compound bow. But the description for this is a powerful bow constructed from scrap machine parts. Harder to handle than a compound bow, but capable of firing heavy, modified arrows and dealing more damage. Let's test it out and see if it actually is. Now, something that I love about this is just the look and the feel of it. It does come with a scope, which I do like that scope. As you can see there on the left, it's got meter markings, so 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, and then all the way at the bottom is 60 meters. We just need a rangefinder now, which obviously, if you are going in stealth, you can use your binoculars. But as you may notice in the bottom left corner, stamina is going down whilst you are drawing this bow, which is very, very cool. I do like that. But there is also a way to negate that. The only downside of negating that is you do lose quite a bit of accuracy with it. So that is just pulling the actual trigger without aiming down the sights. Obviously, when you start aiming down the sights, that is when you do start to use a lot more stamina. Now, I like it, but the range on it is not good. For a compound bow, surely that range would be a lot further than that. well, bigger than a compound bow. But it does come with 3 ammo types. So we've got the standard arrows, which you start with 50 of. We've then got the explosive arrows, which you start with 20 of. And then finally, the flare arrows, which you start with 15 of. Now, these arrows are all very, very cool. I do like the look of them. They are fun to use, especially the flare arrows. I do like them. From what I've noticed, though, the downside to these is they do not actually stick in, like... Oh, no, they do. Okay, never mind. Some things that I've hit, they haven't been sticking, so maybe it just depends on the actual surface or whether you get the right angle or not. And then boom. The accuracy is relatively good though, which is a good thing. Let's move on and try out the explosive arrows and see how good they are. So we've got the same sort of range. And they're good. The accuracy is brilliant on them. The damage is pretty damn cool. I like that. That's very nice. Very nice. It also looks like they're using some form of a shotgun shell. So there's the flare one there. There's the standard arrows there. And then the explosive, which it does look like there's some sort of shotgun primer in there, which is, by the looks of it, detonated with a pressure, some sort of pressure switch. Which is cool. I like that a lot. I do love these arrows. Yes, there we go. Arrows fitted with shotgun shells filled with gunpowder that detonates on impact, dealing high damage to armor and components. Charging the shot increases the number of shells that will detonate. So it is worth charging this. I think when I'm running around going nuts, I'm not really going to be too fussed about charging my shots, because obviously, as you can see here, sprinting, I can just bang. But then when I'm charging my shot, it's going to slow me down massively. I mean, the sight isn't too bad. It doesn't slow you down as much as the sights on some of the other weapons do, but it's still very, very cool. Let's check it out in combat. So, let's take on a few runners. I think runners should be relatively easy. It is quite difficult to aim with, I'm not going to lie. I don't like, as well, that you can't get your arrows back. Not that I've seen yet, anyway. You might be able to some way, but I do prefer, as well, not aiming down the sights. It just doesn't feel right aiming down the sights. I mean, it just feels slow and sluggish. Just as opposed to, you know, a bow should be not exactly fast, but I don't like how slow this one is. And it does the job. It really does. It's such a cool bit of kit. But aiming down the sights for me is... I like to play fast. I like to get in there. I like to destroy the machines and get the hell out as fast as possible. So, having the... Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Having the sights slow you down is definitely something that I'm not a fan of. And even without the main scope, it's still relatively sluggish. Which is fine. It's not meant to be there to go quick. So, well, definitely not at range anyway. If you are using a bow at range, you're normally stealth, you're away from the combat. It's quicker, but the accuracy, for me, I think, just isn't there. But it may take a little bit of time of getting used to, a few days of solid play with it. I love it, though. I just love the feel of it. Going up against a... Oh, I've got no stamina, so we can't even charge our shots. Oh, no, that's not good, is it? So that's going to be something that really does get me. I do struggle with not sprinting. I constantly have my hand on my finger on alt, like, all the time. It's just a bad habit that I'm going to have to get used to. Well, get out of. Now, the most important thing that we need to find out is... do they stick? Yes, they do. You just got to hold it in. I like. Let's see if we can get up behind this dude and take out a few of his components around the back here. I mean, I did pick, like, the stupidest guy to take on with a bow and arrow, I'm not gonna lie. Come on, big fella. Come on, you got this, mate. You got this. Oh no, I missed. See, I'm struggling between running away now from his actual shots from his machine gun and trying to save the stamina for actually using the bow, which is definitely a tough decision. Swap that out quick, swap that out. Nice. Right, machine gun's down, which is good. It's going to save me a little bit of life there. Come on, big fella. We've got 8 arrows left. 6 arrows left, sorry. Can we do this in 6 arrows? I hope so. Or it's going to be pitchfork time. It's pitchfork time. Let's do this. That's weird. His legs seem to be like glitching out. Anyway, never mind. I'm not gonna lie, I like the bow, I like the feel of it, but power-wise, very disappointing, I think. Once we've got a 5 crown, I think that'll be a lot better, a lot more fun. I will do another sort of update when we have the 5 crown one, but for now, we've just got the 3. So, let's move on and check out the Flamethrower. Next up is the Resistance Flamethrower, which, once again, very cool. I love the makeshift aspect of these Resistance weapons, just how they're put together from parts that you would find around the world. Really, really love that. I think it's very smart. Looks very cool. So this one here has bike handlebars, which go, there's the brake there, which is obviously the trigger. Then there's the other handlebar part, which attaches to this, which looks to be a full car exhaust system. I know that's a back box. And then over here, we've obviously got the gauges that you can switch to change fuel and air pressure. And then there is your fuel canister underneath. Then along here is, so that's our ignition point there, which follows that through. Puts the bish bash posh. All right, cool. I like that. Very, very cool. Very cool indeed. So, the Flamethrower's damage is relatively high. I don't really go on these too much, but I know some people do like to hear about them and like the look of them. But the damage is relatively high here. And then the handling is, it's above average, and the rate of fire is still quite high. Now, the Flamethrower is assembled from scrap machine parts, uses compressor air canisters to fire a long burning fuel mixture over a medium range. Now, this does come with a large Flamethrower tank, which does up the capacity quite a chunk, which I do like. Everyone loves a higher capacity. You do start off with 50, and then this goes up to 110. So let's just give it a blast quick. Which, it's quite far, but the only downside to this is you are going to end up setting fire to a lot of things, and then running over those things and injuring yourself quite a bit, I think. I know I definitely will. Obviously, the range of this is not the greatest. It's not meant to be the greatest. It's a Flamethrower. So this is going to be close quarters. I know for myself personally, out of all the weapons, I think this is the one that I'll be using the least. But it still looks cool, feels cool. I love that empty sound as well. I think that's very good. The way he puts that back in. I like the reload. Reload animation is smart, very smart. I love how he's squeezing. As you look at the trigger there, as he's pulling it, he's squeezing it. And then that reload though, that reload is just sexual. Unscrew, screw it back in, pop the clip on, bish bash bosh. I like it a lot, very cool. Obviously range wise there's not really much I can do with the range on this one, but it's still a cool looking weapon overall. It feels nice. Obviously the handling is, you know, you're not really going to be struggling too much. There's a little bit of pull upwards, but it's cool, it's cool. One more time. Reload it. Let's do it. Let's go attack some machines. So let's see how well this thing performs. To be perfectly honest, after the nuts that was the crossbow was, yeah, I'm not holding out much hope on the flamethrower. It's never really been something that I've wanted personally, but I know a lot of people have been really excited about the flamethrower. So let's see what happens. I mean, it might go well, it might not. I'm not holding out hope. And there's Thankyou Boy that we were taking on earlier on. I do think there's possibly a bug with the legs. I don't know whether it's just the flamethrower on the crossbow or not. I do really, really love that little cover though when he's covered in flames. I think that's really, really cool, especially on the bigger machines. It just looks very nice, very mean. Let's try and take out a couple of the smaller guys and just see what it does. I mean, in all honesty, a flamethrower against machines, I think is a bad idea. But a lot of the community wanted it, and props to the team, because you know, giving the people what they want, which is fair enough. It's definitely a good idea. People seem to be enjoying it and having a lot of fun with it, from what I've seen on socials today. I love the look and feel of it. It's very, very cool. And it works. It does work. It's not just, you know, something that's there to please people. It does do damage. It is fun to use. But obviously it just depends on your personal preference. For me, it's not something that I was really looking for. But I have a feeling I will grow into it a lot. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, we got rid of the tank with it, taking out a couple of hunters. I feel like the runners are a little bit too quick for it, because obviously you're going to have to be spraying a little bit more, and then when you are spraying a little bit, especially with the flamethrower, you do run that risk of setting fire to the ground around you, and then you're just going to end up damaging yourself more than you really need to. So it's whether it's worth that risk of doing it at close range, really. Although I do love just the effect of setting fire to the ground like that. I think it's really cool. It does seem to do a big chunk of component damage as well, which is nice. There we go. That's another one down. And finally, we have the Resistance Pitchfork, which is very, very cool. I like the look of it. A makeshift pitchfork made out of scrap and machine parts, a common sight around the Otterton farmyards. This weapon is a Resistance favourite for its ease of use and extended reach. So, medium damage, relatively low stun and speed, but it looks pretty damn cool. I love the look of it. It's a very fun weapon. I like the charge as well, and the little blast that you get from it, which is cool. And let me just... we need to hit a machine for it. So we'll show you that in just a second. But the very cool thing that I do like about this is it's world responsive. So obviously hitting, you're leaving scratch marks on the floor there, which is really cool. But listen to this sound. So there's the sound there for going on concrete. So there's some more concrete there. And then that is dirt and rocks. That's metal. I love it. Absolutely love that there's different sounds. And then that is obviously dirt, normal dirt. I think those different sounds are just so essential. I think that's brilliant. just that tiny little feature is so damn cool. I love it. I think it's amazing. I'm going to go hit a tree with it. I just want to see what it sounds like against a tree. But definitely one of my favourite little things about this pitchfork. It's something so small that some people might not notice. But once you know it's there, you appreciate it a little bit more. It's such a brilliant little feature. Let's go take out some machines. So next up, we have the pitchfork, which I have a feeling is actually going to be really fun to use. I want to get that charge on. I want to see what that charge is, what the full power is. Oh, wait. Oh, we missed. It is just a power attack. Okay, I was expecting like a little boost or something cool. I like this though. The feel of it's nice. It's quick. It's responsive. Once again, as well, that's the sounds that respond to the world, I think, is so damn cool. It's a very fast weapon as well. Stamina-wise, though, it's going to run down pretty damn quickly. Ooh, cheeky bugger. I like this. This is like, as many of you may have noticed, this is my favourite spot for machine hunting. Because there's just always something going on here, which is brilliant. What I do love about the pitchfork especially is just the way you see it now. Like, how it looks is so damn satisfying. I think it's really, really cool. Just with those rebar reinforcements around it and those extra long forks at the front. It just looks pretty. Even not as a weapon, I think this would just be a cool, like, piece in base building. Just something that we can, like, stomp in as a gate entrance. I think it's very cool. Like, you know how you have the old school, like, cross swords? Like, the cross pitchforks. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but I think it'd be really, really cool. They're just fun as well. The range is really good. I keep dying today. I've got no adrenaline shots. I've left them back in my plunger, and I don't want to use them. But that's cool. I like it. I like the pitchfork. It looks nice. It feels great, and overall, it's just fun to use. And those sounds are just cool. They're very cool. I wonder what happens if we hit the plunger. Oh, nothing. That's cool. I like the sound of the threads. What happens if we stoke the fire? There's so many different sounds that it makes. It's so damn satisfying. I love it. It's so cool. I think the pitchfork might actually be my favourite weapon from this update. Not gonna lie. I'm sad, and I'm from Oxfordshire, so there's a lot of farmers around here. So, you know, pitchforks, Oxford, fits right in, right? But anyway, let's have a little chat. Now, what do you guys think of these new resistance weapons? Do you think they're good? Do you think they're worth it? I enjoy them. I think it's a cool concept. Personally, I wouldn't have opted for these weapons. I do like the pitchfork. As I said, it is one of my favourite weapons. It's going to remain on my hotbar, I reckon. I do enjoy using it. It is fun, and it's quite brutal. I've died a lot in this video. But overall, it's an alright pack. We will do a separate video within the next few days going over all the 5 crown weapons, how you can obtain them, and the differences to them, alongside the 5 crown attachments, and so on and so forth. Also, going forward with the Generation Zero content, we will not be having a Wednesday and a Saturday video from now on. What we will do is have a video on a Wednesday, and then if I have extra content to put out, I will. So around about the time of the updates, I will push out more content, and then for the rest of the weeks, months, however it may be, we'll just have the videos on the Wednesday, because I'm getting a lot of interest from indie devs and all sorts of stuff wanting me to showcase new games, and I want to make a bit of time for that, because I enjoy playing the survival stuff that we've got a lot of stuff going on with, and more doors, a lot of background stuff is opening up for wide gaming, which I'm really enjoying, and I'm not dropping Generation Zero at all. There'll still be the same content out there, possibly even more going forward, but yeah, I just won't have a set video on either the Wednesday or the Saturday, but you will have at least one GZ video a week, And then alongside that, I'm going to try and do a little bit more streaming again, which will be streaming Generation Zero, of course. Possibly every fortnight, but we'll see how that goes. For today, though, we are going to leave that there. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that's watched. Sorry for the inconsistencies over the past few weeks. Hopefully we are past that now. We'll see what happens. I've still got some family issues going on, but at the moment they've calmed down. We'll see how they progress. But hopefully things are semi-normal at the moment. For today, subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the video. If you want to support the channel a little bit further, consider checking out the members tab. I've been Wyatt, you've been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon with some more Generation Zero.